Welcome back. Joining us this morning is Bob Baer from SIU to talk about the Heartland eclipse, which is just 12 days away. Can you believe it? We are getting that close.
It's hard to believe because
Yes.
7 years ago we saw one.
Right.
And it's here now, 12 days, oh my gosh.
I can't believe it, it's insane. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about first, what do you do over at SIU and why are you so involved with the eclipse?
So I'm the co-chair of the Eclipse Steering Committee and do a lot of planning as well as research for the eclipse. And gosh, just been preparing for the last 10 years, I should say, leading up to the 2017 one, and then this one coming up. Just 12 days away.
Exactly. And so let's talk a little bit about the science maybe behind the solar eclipse. What really causes a solar eclipse for people who maybe just don't know about that?
So a total solar eclipse is when the moon goes in between the sun and the earth and it blocks out the sun perfectly. And when that happens, we get to see the solar corona. Which is just gorgeous. It's the white atmosphere of the sun. Looks like cotton candy across the sky. And then we can actually study it. We can take imagery of it and learn something about the atmosphere of the sun.
And this is a pretty rare experience. Granted, we did see it in 2017, but seeing a total solar eclipse, that's not something that happens, every year. Talk a little bit about how this is, pretty rare.
It's pretty rare in that it's pretty rare for this area to see, especially the 2 and 7 years like this. But they happen every 18 months or so throughout somewhere in the world, usually over water because the Earth is mostly water. And it's really special for this area, so I want to encourage people to make sure they get out and see this. They don't have to travel for this one.
No, not at all. And so talk a little bit about what you guys are doing to prepare for the eclipse. I know you said today you're going to be practicing with the telescopes to get ready for the eclipse. What else are you guys doing to really just prepare for it?
So aside from the research side of it, we are hosting events for 4 days on campus.
Oh, wow.
And those are in partnership with NASA and the Adler Planetarium of Chicago. And so starting next week, that's when we have people getting into town. We're running through some of the events. We're setting up and preparing for about 30,000 people is what we're expecting on campus to visit that day.
Holy cow.
A big event in the stadium that day. It's a guided event, so we walk people through the eclipse, and there's edutainment activities, so entertaining and educational activities the whole time in the stadium.
That is super neat. I really like the way that you guys were able to, make this event more than just the entertainment part, but also to learn something too, because this is totally awesome. So what are some of the things that people should know about a solar eclipse? I know you brought some glasses. Those are definitely needed.
Yeah, for the partial phases of the eclipse, you want to wear the glasses when you're looking at the sun. And I want to stress that because you don't need the glasses if you're not looking at the sun. Just everyday activities, it's just the sun. But in our area here in Southern Illinois and Missouri, you can actually take off the glasses during totality when it gets dark, when you're in that path of totality. And at that point, you can look directly at the corona without the glasses. But when you're looking at the sun, when you see any part of the sun whatsoever, you have to have the glasses on. The shiny side goes out. The side with the fine print goes towards your face.
So that's definitely important to know. And I feel like that's something so important to mention, that you don't have to wear it the whole time. You can definitely take it off when the sun is completely covered. And so let's talk real fast about how can people find out more information about all the things going on at SIU's campus.
So eclipse.siu.edu is our website. All the info's on there. We have a full schedule of events listed on there. And yeah, just check it out.
And it's probably going to be a pretty amazing day. Do you need tickets to get in, or is it just kind of first come, first serve? What does that look like?
So for the stadium event itself and for EclipseCon, those are the 2 events you need tickets for. And those can be purchased in advance. General admission to the stadium is $25. Students are $5 for the stadium. And then for Eclipse Day, you need a parking pass for campus as well. You can buy that online as well. But then the rest of the events are free.
Awesome.
And everything going on for that 4 days outside of those 2 events is free.
That's awesome. Well, it seems like, you know, the eclipse is going to be such an incredible day with so much to do. Thanks so much for joining us and talking a little bit about it. We always appreciate it. We'll be back in just a bit.